E, what you... Hi, James from engVid. I've noticed my friend E is putting butter all over his little wormy body and standing in the sun. I think he wants to be tanned. This is not the best way to get a tan, by the way. I'm just telling you. Don't put butter on yourself and sit in the sun. But this is strange. Butter me up, baby. And then flattery will get you everywhere with Mr. E. What does that mean? That's today's lesson. What we want to talk about is criticism and praise, or criticize and praise. We have synonyms we're going to work with, and then some common popular expressions, right? So help you to be able to use them in real life so you can become like a native speaker. And let's go to the board to start. We have a little seesaw here, or hee-haw, whatever. And you notice a balance, it's balancing down for criticize, because criticism is usually considered negative, okay? And praise is usually considered good. So you can think of devil, dun 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 dun, or angel, ah, okay? So when we say somebody criticizes something, it's they say something bad about something, okay? The food is too salty, it's too hot, the room's too warm, the car's too big. They criticize it. When they praise it, they might say it's very roomy, or the food is full of flavor, or you did a good job. To praise. Opposites, right? So let's start over here, because I'm that kind of guy. And I'm going to look at critic. So the noun, a person who criticizes, is a critic. Now, a critic doesn't necessarily always have to be negative. It's considered negative because when a critic speaks, they're going to talk about the things that didn't go well or weren't as good as they thought. Okay? Now, a critic is also a job because they might go see a movie or a book and they'll tell you what they loved about the book. But no critic will keep their job if they say, everything was just great. I loved everything. I love all of the movies. They won't have a job very long because people say not everything's good. So a critic's job is to look at things, maybe say some things are good, but to tell you what was missing and what could have been done better. So that's an official job, a critic. But a critic could also be someone who finds faults, and we mean they look for things to be wrong and then mention it. They can't just be happy. You're eating dinner, it's a good restaurant, but the lighting's not quite right, and they're like, everything's good, but the lighting wasn't right, and I don't like it. Why do you got to be such a critic? Why do you have to bring something negative? The second one is cynic. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. Pessimist. A pessimist, unlike a critic, as I said, can be a job or someone who finds some fault. A pessimist sees almost everything in a negative light. They see any situation in a person, they see the worst or something bad. You say, it's a beautiful sunny day. Look, the birds are out, children are smiling. I got a new car, a new job. It's going to rain soon. I mean, why are you going to bring that up? The children are out, everything's good. Why do you have to talk about it? It will rain, it always does. Yes, but not today. Okay? So a pessimist will say something will happen and you go, look at my brand new car. It will break down. Okay, leave it alone. I just got it, okay? Pessimist. So cynic, we get it. Could be a job or someone finds some fault in something, okay? A pessimist sees everything is negative. There's always a negative something to everything. It's not just looking at a book. Life's a bad situation. You're born and you're going to die. This is a pessimist. They can't see, but you are alive. So what's a cynic? And what's this kynikos? Canine. Well, let's look. This is actually a Greek word, and this Greek word has to do with dog-like. So what does dog-like and cynic have to do? Well, a pessimist is negative about everything. Everything's bad. Sun, oh, the sun's out, you're going to get cancer. I'm drinking water. Yeah, you're going to have to pee. Nothing is good. A cynic is a special brand of animal. A cynic, my friend, thinks that people only do things for themselves. It's all about you. They're always about self-interest. They're not saying everything in the world is bad. They don't think the sun is necessarily bad or water is bad, but they think a cynic is, oh, he helped you move the couch. He wants a date. Everything someone does is for a reason. They're looking for self-interest. That's what cynics think. So why this word here? Well, it's really a Greek word. You see, the Greeks use this word, canine. If you know the word for dog is canine, kynikos, it means like a dog. This word means like a dog. So a cynic sees people like a dog. A dog does everything for self-interest, right? It's man's best friend because it wants a home and wants food. It loves you because you will take care of it. And they think cynics are like that. They only look for interest for themselves. What am I going to get? That's why I did it. So anything humans do that are good, a cynic thinks you did it for a reason because you benefit. And that's what makes it different from a pessimist. So, hey, even if you speak English, you just got schooled, bub. Okay? A pessimist sees everything negatively. A critic picks certain things. Well, a cynic looks at the human animal, right? Like a dog. So what's a backseat driver? Got to put it up there. Ladies, gentlemen, you know you're driving, and you're driving 50 and the speed limit's 50. There's always some idiot in the back saying,
you can go 60. There's no one on the road. I don't know why you don't go 60. And you know you can also...
That's called a backseat driver. They are a critic of the worst kind. They tell you how to drive when they're sitting in the back and it's all relaxed for them. Got a drink in one hand, hamburger in the other one. And you know what else you can do? They got all the answers, right? You know what I'm talking? You know who I'm talking about. There's that one person. And it's worse, they don't sit in the back seat. They actually sit beside you and tell you how you should drive. And you just want to go, okay, take the wheel, drive. I would like to relax. So a backseat driver always has something to say about what you're doing. Usually it's involving a car. It doesn't have to be backseat. It can be right beside you. And they've got criticism that they throw out like vomit, blah, at you as you drive. So you're like, I would kill you if I didn't have to drive this car right now. That's right, okay? And it came from backseat because usually it was the person in the back who didn't have a license who had all the advice. Okay, we're done. These are the nouns, okay? You can even say that about a relationship even. Like, you don't have a girlfriend. Why are you telling me what to do, you backseat driver? Get a girlfriend, then talk to me. Okay, sorry, I just went there. I went there. All right, disparage, lambaste, and denounce. These are synonyms for the verb criticize. We talked about what criticize means, okay? So now we're going to talk about the action. Disparage. Many of us native speakers talk about disparaging or lambasting and denounce and go, it's the same, it's the same. Wrong. When you disparage someone or something, you give it little value or worth. When someone's disparaging you, they're saying, you have little value or worth. Maybe you shouldn't exist. You're valueless. So to disparage somebody's work is to say it has little value. It means nothing to anyone. It's not important to anyone. Interesting. Put that away. Lambaste. Okay, I like to do things to help me remember. And in this case, if you think about Easter, there's those little lambs. They're so cute and innocent and nice. Okay, so you got the word lamb. This will help you remember, trust me. And baste. When we baste things in English, we cook it. You cook it in the oven and slowly cook it. You totally cook it. So you burn that meat, you eat it, you kill it. When you lambaste something, I'm sorry, to lambaste something is to attack it violently. So you're attacking something. Now think of that little innocent lamb being attacked violently over and over. So when you lambaste somebody, you seriously and strongly and severely criticize them. You just go after them and you just kill them. So when you think of lambaste, think of the lamb being cooked, that innocent little lamb going around and around going, help me! And somebody's barbecuing the hell right out of it. Okay, that's to lambaste. Severely criticize. It's one thing that someone criticizes you. Lambaste is to literally destroy you, violently attack. Got that out of my system. Denounce. I love this one. A lot of religions do it, and politicians. We denounce you! It means to say publicly you think something is wrong or evil. Okay, see the little devil thing? It's evil. I denounce you. So if your parents denounce you, that's some serious stuff. Almost better to be lambaste. I don't know. Tough stuff either way, if you ask me. So when we're looking at the verb for criticize, we can go from disparage, say you have little worth, lambaste you, attack you violently, or denounce you and publicly say, I consider you evil and wrong in all ways. Man, this negative stuff is not good. Okay, no wonder they thought people were like dogs. Look at the things we come up with. Okay, but now to go on the side of the angels. Let's start praising people. Funny enough, I couldn't find a lot of words about praise. And I think it has to do with, English does have a sort of a history with religion, with our language. And it's okay to criticize because criticizing is what we do for humans, right? But praising is usually something we do for the gods above us. So there's not many words for it. In fact, when you come over here, you're going to see some of the words for praising aren't really that good if you're a human talking about another human. But that's another story. Let's go to the board. When you praise somebody or something, it's to say that that person is good or institution is good. McDonald's makes great hamburgers and they make the best chicken McNuggets. We're praising their service. We're saying they're good at what they do, they're good, which is the opposite is to criticize. So, what do you call a person who says nice words about the work somebody else does? Why, boys and girls, I could only find one word that we actually use regularly, and it is the word flatterer. To flatter, as a verb, I didn't put it here because I have to explain, is to say nice things. The problem is flatter is it means to say things you don't really mean. Like you're saying to somebody who is not necessarily or not really beautiful, you're beautiful and your hair is like the finest straw, so dry and so falling apart. And your legs are like broomsticks. They have no shape and it helps people who have to, understand? You say nice things that aren't really, you don't believe them, but you say them. Usually when you want to get a job or a date or you want somebody to do something, you flatter them and say, "My James, you look good today." I'm like, "Really, I do?" "No, I don't think so." "Yes, you do." Don't flatter me. Remember here? Flattery will get you everywhere because we're all suckers, which means we like to be told nice things, we want to believe them, and we'll do nice things to keep hearing nice things. Here's the problem. Flatterer is supposed to be a good word, but it can be negative because it means insincere or not real praise. Huh? Sorry, kids, I did my research. There are other words we can use that are similar to flatterer that the dictionaries threw up for me. Want to see a couple of them? Bootlicker. A bootlicker. I'm wearing some boots. Is a person who's like, You do not lick somebody's boots. If someone is from Saudi Arabia watching right now, they're like, "Oh my Lord, because this is such a bad thing, I'm showing the boot." This is bad in many countries. Never show your foot to someone. A bootlicker actually licks these boots. So to be a bootlicker is similar to being a flatterer. There's another word I'm not allowed to use, but maybe I can. You can be an licker. See, I didn't say it, YouTube people, so you can't get upset with me. I didn't say it. Okay? Another one is a brown noser. What do I mean by brown noser? Imagine this is somebody's bum. Imagine this is your nose. You put your nose inside their bum and go,
"You're lovely. I just love you. You're the best person in the whole world."
That's a brown noser. Do you know what comes out of people's nose? That's right. They're full of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the closest word I could get to a person who praises someone. There is no such word as a praiser or an applauder or a complimenter. They don't exist for some strange reason, but we've got all these negative words. I love my language. Next, so why don't we take a look at the verbs. We do have some verbs you can use to talk in a positive way about something. You can applaud somebody, and applause is like this, clapping. We're like, "You did a great job, we applaud you." It's another way of saying approve. Not even praise, we approve. We say, "What you did was okay." Compliment. We can compliment you. And we can congratulate you. "Way to go, Johnny! Thanks, Bob!" We can do all of these verbs to praise you, but it's not the same as praise, because praise is like speaking up and saying, "Oh, you're wonderful and godlike." Okay? We do have words that are similar to praise, but what I found was most of these words are religious, sort of glorify, exalt, and eulogize. You won't find people saying these at the time like, "We exalt Brad Pitt." No, but they will exalt God and they will glorify God and eulogize this. So it's not used in common speech, but if you go to church and you're religious, I just made you that A1 brown noser for the priest, okay? Sorry, just joking. All right, so I've got a little box here, and every once in a while we put something in the box, so you want to pay attention here. And it's something that will help you, because sometimes you might see the word critic and critique. Now, if you've never seen them before, you're going to go like, they seem the same. I think it's the same. And I'm going to teach you now. There's a couple of differences that you want to be aware of. A critic, as we discussed, is a noun, a person who reviews or says bad things, right? They review magazines or papers and movies and gives you some idea like it's a good movie or a bad one. Or they'll say negative things about things. Also, it's a short sound, critic, not a long vowel sound, okay? So that's one of the differences. Person, and it's a short vowel sound. When we look at critique, it's a long sound, right? So we've got, it's a noun. That's the one difference. It's a noun. You can make a critique on something. Sorry. Oop. I got an I in there. You can make a critique about something, okay? But it's also a verb. They're critiquing your work, meaning they're looking at your work carefully, because this is a detailed review of a subject or some kind of work. So they're critiquing the work now, which is a verb. Critic can't do that, right? We have to say criticize. We have to change the word. But a critique can be used as a verb or a noun. Critic is simply a noun. And don't forget, when we have the short vowel sound here, when you say critique, it's a long sound. It's the long E. E, critique. Cool? There you go. Just in case you get confused. Now you won't. Helped you. Pay attention to the special boxes. All those little things that might come up and be confusing, we're going to make them not confusing for you. Anyway, you know what we're going to do now? Of course, we've learned some words. We've learned, the positive and the negative. Why did he say that? That's the next part when we come back, right? Are you ready? Back in a flash. And we're back. Whew. You know what? Not to criticize you guys, but man, you're making my day really long with all these explanations. Let's go to the board, shall we? Well, let's be positive. Praise. We talked about doing popular expressions, and we're going to start off with the praise, the positive way. Praise, P, positive. Remember that, okay? Something is first rate. When you say something is first rate, think of the number 1, or top notch, okay? We're saying, think of top as like the very high, like the top of my head. We're saying it's the best. And we can use this for things or people. That hotel is top notch, one of the best. He's a top-notch student, very good. She's a top-notch mathematician, or first-rate mathematician. First, premier, number 1, okay? So first rate means the best. We can use it for people or things, right? Somebody is on the ball. Can you imagine, okay, here's a ball and somebody's standing on it. It's very difficult to stand on the ball, right? So you have to work hard. When we say somebody is on the ball, there's a couple of meanings. Number 1, we're like, they know their stuff. They know the latest trends. They know the newest information. They're on the ball. It's also they're doing their job. Remember I told you being on the ball is difficult? We're on the ball. They got stuff. They know what's going on. They got stuff going. They're moving. They're on the ball, right? They're taking care of things. And it also means they know a lot, or they know the newest or latest trends or ideas. They're on the ball. Think about being on top of the world, right? Knowing everything. Head and shoulders above the rest. Well, it's an expression that kind of makes sense. My head and my shoulders are above my body and my legs. So when you're head and shoulders above the rest, you stand tall and everybody else is underneath you. So they're here and you're up here. Look at me, I'm over here. It means, when we talk about people, head and shoulders, it means superior to or better than. It's used a lot in competition because head and shoulders above the rest means you are here, okay, and the other people are here, so they're lower. So there's usually competition. So if you say, what is the best water producer? You say Coca-Cola. Actually, yeah, they do make water, believe it or not. Yeah, that's one of their divisions. And you say it's head and shoulders above the rest, or Perrier. Head and shoulders above the rest. It's better than the competition. It can also be used for people and things. Okay? Out of this world. Woo! Think of something. If you're playing baseball and you connect and you hit this ball out of this world, it's going to go far, far, far. And we usually say this, it means something is outstanding, out of normal measurement. And we usually say it about things. This pizza is out of this world. It's delicious. It's amazing. Nothing like it, right? Because anything out of this world, there's nothing like it here on earth. So if you're a student that is out of this world, you're outstanding. But to be honest, it's usually used for things. Food, technology, out of this world, not people. We've done the praise. Let's do the criticism or the negative. Remember the balancing thing? We balance down. We're coming here. Criticism. Pick apart. Imagine somebody doing this with every little damn thing. Everything. Picking apart. Taking one part at a time. It means to criticize something, everything about it. Every little piece. Nothing is left alone. So when you pick apart someone, you will talk about their hair, their eyes, their shirt, their pants, their job, their wife, their husband, you get the point, everything. Okay? Another criticism. This is personal. Scaredy cat. Cats are easily scared. Stamp your foot, a cat will run. Or a chicken. They're called the chicken for a reason. If you look at a chicken, and the chicken looks at you, and you look at the chicken will run. It doesn't know why, but it figures, I could be dinner. I'm out of here. So chicken and scaredy cats are usually easily scared. So if someone says to you, are you a scaredy cat or a chicken? I mean, you're easily frightened, weak, or cowardly. Okay? Somebody is trying to butter somebody up. Do you remember we talked about flattery? This is the bad side of flattery. See well, he's gone, but Mr. E was on the board. He had the butter. You were putting the butter on him. Do-do-do-do-do. Butter makes everything taste good, but it's not good for you, okay? Too much butter, bad heart. It'll kill you. So when you butter somebody up, you start giving them, oh, you're wonderful, you're amazing, everybody loves you, you're the best. It's giving false praise. I don't even believe what I'm saying to you, okay? So when you're buttering them up, you're saying nice things in order to get them to believe you, so maybe they will do something for you. Something takes the cake. Something takes the cake. Cake is good. Imagine something bad happens, and then another bad thing happens, and another bad thing happens, and another bad thing happens. So now you've got 4 bad things, and then this other bad thing happens. This is so much worse than these ones. When we say takes the cake, we mean of all the bad things, this is just the biggest example of something being bad and unbelievable. Example, somebody comes late, they come to work late 5 minutes on Monday. Okay, that looks so good. Tuesday they come 20 minutes late. Okay, Wednesday they come an hour late. Now you're saying this is bad. Thursday, they don't only just come late, they come late and they let out the biggest fart and just kill the whole room. Everyone's like, oh my God, we gotta leave. That would just take the cake. Not only are you late, but you smelled up the whole room and everybody left. That just takes the cake. You just went over the top, okay? So after someone doing something bad, they do one more thing that's so big, so bad, it's just unbelievable. All right? And finally, a snake in the grass. Oh, I bit my own tongue. Now I sound like a snake. Mike Tyson snake. Sorry. A snake in the grass. Grass, you know, where there's the trees and that, you're walking. You cannot see a snake, but the snake might bite you. And if it bites you, it gives you poison. You can never trust a snake in the grass. So you have to be careful that when you're walking, you check for snakes because they will hurt you if they get the opportunity, right? This is usually used for people, okay? So we say this person cannot be trusted. You go, they're a snake in the grass. They're there, they're out there, and they want to hurt you, but you can't see them. So you must be careful to watch all around you that the snake is not there to hurt you, okay? You can have a friend who's a snake in the grass. You can have a boss who's a snake in the grass. Hell, you can have a husband who's a snake in the... You get the point. Okay, you can't trust them, all right? So we've learned criticism, the expressions for that, expressions for praise. We did words, right? We did words earlier on. Why don't we play a little game?
Shall we play a game?
I got 4 questions up there. And the winner will win my undying love and gratitude forever. Whatever, right? Okay, let's just go to the board and take a look. First question. Mr. E was something up when he said, I looked good. Remember, E was putting the butter on at the front? Yeah, he was buttering me up. He was saying something. Remember we talked about that? Where we do. He was buttering me up, giving me false praise. It wasn't real. He just said it. It wasn't nice. He just said things he didn't believe. How about number 2? You can't trust her. She's a what? That's right. She's a snake in the grass. Can't be trusted, right? Don't turn your back because she will stab you. Number 3. This pizza is delicious. It's, remember this one? Out of this world, right? Out of this world is used for things, not people. So that was your first hint. It's delicious. It is a thing. Yeah, you're good. I bet you're going to get 4 out of 4 with the last one. Ready? Here we go. Why do you everything I do? It makes me feel bad. And I don't know what they could possibly be. What could it be? Another word for choose? Correct. Pick apart. When somebody picks something apart, they criticize or complain about everything about that thing. And hey, I don't mean to end this lesson early, because I'm not. We're finished, I think, yes. But Mr. E's gone, so that means I have to go too. Now, we've done all we can for this with plain praise and criticize. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to go take the quiz at where? www.ing as in English, vid as in video.com, where we have this video, the quiz, and so many more quizzes you can take to improve your English. And once again, I want to thank you for being with us. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. All right? Have a good day.